There you go, guys. There you go. Oh, I lost it. Alright, fell in the dirt. I had intentions to eat it. There's the brain. Mushy, mushy brain. I screwed up the money shot. And thing you want to be careful about is the anal glands. So I'm going to scrub this guy down. I'm going to use a little bit of soap and clean him right up good. And we'll freeze him up and then we'll bring him into the Wilderness Living Challenge. We're going to eat this guy later on. I think this will be a reward meal for the end of the Wilderness Living Challenge, because last year we did a full-blown modern meal. But I think this time, if we don't win, we get the skunk award. What do you guys think? Should we eat the skunk if we lose? All right, guys, I'm sitting here with a wheelbarrow full of food. Lots of sunflowers, lots of corn. And I want to set up the pretext for this next series, Catch and Cook Skunk. Now, I've played around with the YouTube algorithm, and I've realized that they don't like processing of animals, period. Okay? And that's probably a reflection of our culture. I've done some soul searching. I've tried to figure out the direction of this channel. Which way should I go? Left or right? Down the center? Should I just quit? And I've come to the conclusion that the problem isn't necessarily the audience. Although the audience is sensitive, it's not the entire problem. My problem is that I'm not framing these videos properly. For my core audience, you guys get it. You know what I'm doing. I'm out there trying to live off the land, and I'm trying to find these loopholes. If a skunk comes along and it's an item on the list of foods that are potential to eat, and I know how to prepare it, and I'm ready for that, then I'm going to be better off if I go into a wilderness living situation, which I've done 2 years running, preceding this. So go back and watch it. That is to say, so I need to know how to do these things if the opportunity arises. Second to that is there are few people in history, in modern history, who've ever eaten a skunk. I might be one of a handful of people on the entire planet who has ever eaten a skunk. Certainly in North America, probably worldwide. So think about that. There are a few historical records of eating skunk. None that I know of, the internet or otherwise, mention the methodology and preparation of skunk. A few people mention that they're delectable. Very few. Actually, only one that I know. And it doesn't mention how the skunk was prepared, how it was cleaned, how it was deglanded, if it was deglanded, how it was marinated, how it was cooked. So this is potentially the only modern record in the history of the world documenting the exact preparation of a skunk. So think about that. That's pretty groundbreaking. And is it historically important? Who knows? Probably not. But to be one of the few people in history who've ever done something new, that's pretty interesting, and that's pretty great. So as part of doing this channel, I've wanted to push the boundaries more and more as things go forward. And I want to revisit historical records because they knew how to live off the land. We don't. And we certainly don't in our modern times. We don't know the recipe of surviving in our modern times. So the video is going to be broken up into 3 parts. If you don't see all 3 parts right now, it's probably because you have it in age-restricted mode. You need to take that off if you want to see all 3 parts. The first part's going to be the processing. That's most likely to be age-restricted. So if you don't see those 3 parts in that series, you need to get age-restricted mode off. And then the third video in the series, this is number 1. Number 2 will be processing. Number 2 will be eating. I've played around with the YouTube algorithm, and it doesn't seem to mind eating wild animals, but it doesn't like any of the preparation, the skinning, gutting, and so forth. So if you actually want to know how we did it, and you want to know that it's definitely a skunk, then you need to watch part number 2. Okay, so find a way to do that. Maybe you can get your parents' permission. I don't think it's age inappropriate. I think all kids should know how to do these things, but I understand that a lot of kids don't grow up doing that. I've come to realize that as somebody who did a lot of stuff outdoors, it's not foreign or new to me. And maybe I didn't grow up eating skunk, but the things that I did in my youth prepared me to eat animals like skunk and raccoon, even though they're not traditionally considered as food. So guys, boys, girls, men, women, I want you guys to keep an open mind about eating a skunk and realize that other cultures eat other things like cats, dogs, hamsters. Okay, and there's other cultures that find the cow sacred, whereas we eat tons of cows, pigs, chickens. Okay, some cultures find certain foods more interesting to eat than others. So keep an open mind and realize why I'm doing this. It's not just to goof around and make a video. I'm thoroughly interested on whether or not certain items of food can be used as food. Should we run into a situation, a prepper situation, or SHTF, or apocalypse, you know, I'm going to be the guy eating skunk, and you're going to be wondering, can I eat the skunk? And if so, how can I do it? So this is the answer anyway. So follow along. Please watch all 3 if you can, and if you can stomach it. And if you can't, if you absolutely can't watch this video, over here on the right hand side, there's a bunch of suggestions of videos that you can watch. And YouTube is recommending these videos over here because they're age appropriate, or age safe, or sensitivity safe for people who can't handle what I would call the real world, what's happening outside. So I want to leave you with one last and final point. All animals eat, and all animals will be eaten, including you. I'll leave you with that thought. So continue forward with the series, please, and watch it, and keep an open mind, and recommend it to your friends if you find that it's interesting enough. Thanks for listening, guys, and thanks for keeping an open mind.